Okay, hi, I'm Jim Koval, but all the vanners in the area know me as Kooba, Ontario, Canada. This is our 1994 Dodge Maxi camper van that we bought in 2013. At the time it was white, like the conversion van it was, but we wanted to customize it a little bit. So we had it painted and added visor and spoiler and wheels and stuff. So now it looks a lot like the custom vans that we drove back in the long back days. Okay, he's taking a front view of our van here, and it was originally just a conversion custom camper van, but we fixed it up with paint and spoiler and visor and roof vents and stuff to make it look more like the 70s vans, 80s that we're used to driving. I actually started in 1977, so been through a few over the years.
Nice. And what kind of wheels you got on it?
They're called Eagles. Those are 17x9, big Toyo tires, 10 ply, because it's a 1 ton.
Yeah.
Still rides like a dream, even though it's so heavy.
And I see you got an awning up there?
Yeah, if I had it out, you'd see it's damn thing's immaculate for being how old it is. I don't think the other owners ever used it, but I have. Other than the last 2 years, I put a lot of miles on it. Oh, I would guess you'd call it a ZZ Top style stripe. I've had it on 3 or 4 vans over the years in different versions. Our last one was a GMC, and it was burgundy with a gold stripe. And quite often you see us driving right with it because our daughter has it these days. We were together at the Nats.
I see you got the pop-out windows in it too.
Yeah, and it's got screens too.
Oh, nice.
That was part of the conversion package. That's very useful.
Yeah. Oh, very cool.
And when we painted it, instead of gutting the whole interior to weld up the holes for the window, we like it dark when we're sleeping. I prefer full cargos. We just had them paint over it, and it's holding up. They were concerned it wasn't. These are just storage access hatches,
Okay.
like for golf clubs or other.
Oh, yeah.
But it's all open under there too.
Yeah.
I just got it covered up for the display.
Okay, and then you got the big, what's that called? Swing door? What is this?
I don't know whether single door instead of a dual door. And I've seen a couple of earlier Dodges with it on, so they've been available for a long time, not just on these later ones.
And then up here,
We nicknamed the van Moody Blue. One of our favorite bands too. Seen them several times over the years. Okay, Oop just asked me about this cabinet mounted to this door, and a lot of people have asked it before, wondering if the weight of the cabinet, especially with the stuff that goes in it, which this bottom cabinet is big enough to hold liquor bottles, and we've done that before, but it hasn't affected the hinges at all. And that's been on, well, it's been off when we painted it, but it's been on there since it was first built in '94. And we load the thing up when we're away for a week or so at a time.
yeah, that's great. Good storage.
And I built something similar on my own for the GMC I had, but this one's a little deeper. But it gives you extra counter space and stuff. We're gonna look at the interior of my van now. Most of it's pretty factory from the conversion company, but there's a few, other than painting and a couple of pictures and stuff, is what I've detailed, and it's all the way it was built in 1994. One of the nice things about it is this recessed floor. Gives you extra headroom inside for taller people, although I don't actually need the extra space. You got enough light there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's got all kinds of lights too. And the lighting and the ceiling fan and all that run off a 12 volt, but it's got the electrical system, when it's plugged in, it keeps it going too.
I think that's probably your refrigerator.
That's the refrigerator, 3-way fridge, like a lot of the conversion things. The box up here is hiding the stove. I just needed a little more cargo or counter space. The sink.
Well, there's the sink in that, yeah. Go ahead, Sink and the coffee maker?
Yeah, the coffee maker when we plug in. I also carry one I just can boil water when we're not plugged in anywhere. This cabinet with the mirror on it is the toilet in there.
Oh, yeah.
With an extra space, and it's just more storage. And this is like a closet, hanging closet. I don't know whether it's open. Let's see. There we go. More storage.
Oh yeah, there you go. Gotta have that.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Got an AC that I carry. Had that on at the Nats.
Microwaves up here.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a good fan right there too.
Oh,
I feel it.
and in and out too.
Oh,
And it's the same age of the van, 94. It's got a rain sensor. It closes automatically when it starts spitting on it. I didn't even know it had that till we were at the Nats the first year we had it, and it started raining. Oh, I better close, and it started closing before I got to it.
Wow.
That's cool. Yeah, and it all still works. That's the amazing part.
Yeah.
And then there's more storage under there, and same at the back.
Yeah. And you got a big bed back here.
Yeah. Some of these were built with the beds lengthwise, give you taller space, but my wife and I are short enough we can go crossways. And cupboards all the way around at the top. This one doesn't have shore AC. The guy just never clicked the button when he purchased that. I would have liked it, but it's not something I'm going to add, and I don't want to add one of those roof ones because it's tall enough as it is.
Very nice.
This would normally be outside, but with the crowded space out there, I'm leaving it in here. These seats both pivot to give you a space, because when it's parked, it's back here blocking the door a wee bit, so it's easier when it's...
Oh yeah, okay. Slides back.
And my wife she's got longer legs than me, so when she's riding there, it was harder on her legs. So I unbolted the seat from the pedestal, turned it, bolted it back on, and it changed the distance. It used to sit out here otherwise, and it gives her the leg space at the front. And you know, on the Dodges, how the floor is real narrow on the passenger side. I took a big 4-inch chunk of foam and filled it in and just threw a chunk of carpet over it, so it's flat.
Oh, wow, cool. Any little storage up above there?
Yeah, there's the cabinet there. This I built just for extra storage. Normally it's folded up and put away, but it's been in there all summer because I've been on my own for the summer. My wife just doesn't feel comfortable traveling quite yet this year. But
cool, nice.
okay, we're at the back of the van now, and the large back door has a pop-out window like the sides, and the conversion company added these screens. You open them here.
Oh, to get to
the latches.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then you can, for bug screens, when you're in an area where there's lots of bugs, we all know that one. And some window blinds. Sometimes it's not quite dark enough, so I got this piece here I use over top of it. But
okay, now you got here's the different view from the back of the bed. That area, yeah, lots of room.
and these pieces, these blue pieces, are just like a bolster because that's where the roof was originally cut off. So that kind of hides that piece up inside. And there's a little ledge up there to throw little things on.
You got your fans there.
Oh yeah, you need fan.
TV over
Yeah.
there. Oh yeah.
DVD player inside it.
Yeah.
That I'm guessing back in the day it had the TV in that, one of the little CTR type
Yeah,
TVs.
VCR
but when I bought it, it had a smaller screen flat, and I added that one we had. So now that's where the coffee maker resides, inside that slider box there, and a few other things.
And these are pictures here that you took?
Yep, they're from sunset at our cottage near North Bay, Ontario.
That's nice. Makes it more personal.
Yeah.
Love it. Very cool.
All storage. Yep. This is all storage under the bed, and there's even more storage in the floor.
Oh, wow.
And on this side, it goes all the way up there.
Back up.
I've got a folding table that comes in a bag that slides up in there.
Wow.
And under the bed on this side is where the electrical system is, the converter and all that, and the furnace is under there that blows out when you need it. We don't do too much in the winter anyway, so.
Yeah. Very nice.
And the last few years of storage, this thing, right the way it sits, is 8'4" at the top of the vent. If I put the stock rims on it, I gain the 4 inches back. And the place I store it at, the guy actually has to take light bulbs out of the roof to get me in. That's why I don't want to add the AC. I'd have to find a new place to store it. In Ontario, we don't drive them year round.
Yeah, oh yeah, you don't want to do that.
But we're real happy with it. Other than the last couple of years, we use it a lot. The last 2 years, we couldn't leave Ontario, so a bunch of us were getting together and going to provincial parks for a weekend or a week at a time.
Yeah.
And after, we had our own little party. So,
You guys were locked up for 2 years.
yeah, it was 1st of April before we could drive over easy.
Yeah.
You could fly, but that was useless when you don't have your stuff with you.
Yeah.